What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today I'm talking a bit about how I like to earn skulls. So first, I tend to do endless when I'm looking to get a lot of skulls, mainly because the better you perform in endless, the more skulls you get. Now, the skull range is pretty huge and generally depends on I think a mixture of the amount of stars you get, so it's always best if you're in endless to get the play stage where you can get to at least wave 25. The amount of your score, and generally how long you play. Score and making sure that you get those 5 stars are probably going to be the biggest part. I think on this particular endless go, I wound up with about 222 skulls after about 40 minutes, but I've had some other runs where I made it up to a much higher wave in a shorter period of time, and I wound up getting more skulls. So that equates to a higher score and a higher wave number. Those are going to be important if you want to get here, but this is mostly me AFKing a lot and trying to just give you a look at the setup that I use so that you guys can try to create something close to it, if not mimic it exactly. And this setup will generally work for most of the normal minions. You can get up to about wave, at least wave 25 without any crowd control. And I think that's important just because a lot of characters don't possess strong crowd control abilities, and not the ability to deal as much damage as others. So if you can do it with just traps, then it's a pretty solid solution for everybody. So the first thing that you're going to notice is I'm barricading around the rift. That you create a path that goes all the way around the rift and past both of your guardians so that you can make the most use of them. As far as the traps initially go, I'm just placing power generators and barriers or barricades so that I can get the rest of the traps built as soon as possible. Pretty much only going offensive on the first wave with my hero. Now, I do place a couple of ballistas up in this corner here. That's actually a really bad place for them. I would recommend starting at the wall that's on the right, where enemies will initially or later on be pathing into the rift, because they won't fire at enemies that they're directly over for whatever reason. Maybe it's just the way that the ballistas seem to work here, but it also could be due to the fact that they're under another ceiling. So take that as you will. It's better if they're fired at on an angle, especially since moving them back allows them to fire on enemies pretty much for the entire length of the room. So that said, you get your power generators going, you block off the left side so that enemies can't pass through there, force them to path from the right all the way around the rift, and then you place 10 ballistas or so near the lower left guardian on the minimap, and then about 16 to 18 above the guardian on the right. Now, if you don't have ceiling ballistas because you aren't in Riftward yet, you can try using dragon lances, and then you can place whatever floor and wall traps you want afterwards. I tend to use boom barrel rollers because boom barrel rollers specifically will damage mercenaries. When they explode, they just damage everything that's not friendly to you, so that's really nice. And if you have another wall trap that you want to use, you can use that as well. And the floor trap that I use is the floor Scorcher. That's a personal preference, and it's actually modded with a short spring, which is not good for endless because it fires less often. But I didn't feel like really changing my parts or anything here. What's important is that if you plan on going a long distance here, that you have wall building PhD and overprotective. That will help to keep your barricades alive for as long as possible while you're fighting enemies. Now, newer players may wonder why I'm not getting attacked, or why the enemies aren't attacking me, or basically why I don't actually have to do anything for most of the setup when the enemies get close to me. It's a feature of the minions to ignore heroes after they get within a certain proximity to the rift. I think players generally refer to it as Rift Rush or Rift Aggro. And for the most part, any minion that can deal damage to the Rift, except for I think TNT archers, will immediately ignore you and just run towards the Rift. They will no longer aggro your player, and this allows you to just deal damage however you want, or you know, just allow them to stick to pathing, and it's beneficial in some setups. I believe I did it once before on the old Krogan Keep map on Master before they limited the par time. So it can be used to your advantage in a number of different situations. This is one of them. In addition to that,
is this what I'm reduced to? Setting traps.
When they go into Rift Rush, you can essentially just sit near the Rift if they're going to stay nearby it. In this case, because I have the barricades going directly around the Rift. You can use the Rift as a near infinite source of HP and mana. It's really difficult for most things to kill you while you're near it, as your HP and mana are constantly regenerating faster than almost anything other than just getting a pickup. So that's a really nice benefit. Characters like Cygnus will deal a ton of damage near it because of its Rift Lord ability, and characters that just need a constant amount of mana, like say Smolder, will just be able to keep her mana topped off nearly indefinitely without much trouble. Now, Oziel specifically doesn't really need the mana. He has ways built into his character to make sure that his mana regenerates. That particular Unstable Rift, I think, opened up because I did not place my ballistas yet. I bring the big game hunting ballistas for a number of reasons. They take out the majority of the unstable rifts for you with little effort. They're able to take out the mercenaries relatively easily, and they take out the bosses. So most of the biggest threats to you, in addition to the hunters, they will take care of, and that makes them really essential on endless maps. So other than that, I think I went through most of the traps. We have our barricades. The boom barrel rollers you'll see spammed on the walls here, and they're really solid when that happens because they deal damage in a pretty large area and trigger pretty often. It's a purely timed trap, not one that triggers when an enemy walks across. So the only thing that really matters there is increasing the speed on it. Mine at the moment has a single self-improving coil. Hopefully when I pop open enough of those Gibbs chests, I can fire that up and turn it into a tier 7 and put 2 self-improving coils in it, which will give me a monster of a trap. But that combined with the fire from the floor scorchers is really nice. And you know, feel free to use whatever you think is a particularly good trap here. If I was using a character with some crowd control, Cursed Ground might be a particularly nice trap to use. We could just set that there and freeze or immobilize some enemies on top of it to let it deal all of that lovely arcane damage. In that case, it might even be better for me to use Dragon Lances over the Ballistas. But, you know, bring whichever setup you want. I would recommend just, you know, taking advantage of the Rift Rush. Ballistas are one of the few traps that I think work really well here, and one of the few traps that actually have the range to function. So give those a shot. See what you think about it. The power generators are really necessary to sort of speed this process up. And while you can do it without it, I would probably recommend you bring those. Unless you are in a multiplayer group, in which case there may be a couple of other solutions you can try going for. But specifically when you're going for really long games, because again, the more enemies you kill, the higher the wave you get to, the more skulls you get. The best thing that you're going to want to do is to just get the setup built so that enemies have a hard time getting into your rift, and then make sure that they stay as far away from it while dying as possible. I think the difference between this run here and a run I did earlier today with another buddy who was looking for some skulls was about 600 skulls almost. I made just over 800, and we made it to about wave 36, and this one ends at wave 25 completed, I think, either wave 25 or wave 26. So either way, not much farther, but the huge amount of skull income probably equates to the much higher score that I wound up with, as well as more enemies defeated.
They will know fear.
Like, I can't quantify the exact amount of score or enemies defeated for skulls, but generally, if you make it beyond wave 25 and endless and can continue going for a prolonged period of time, that will get you the most skulls in the game. Now, if you don't actually put any effort into it, like I'm doing here, you will wind up with worse skulls than time spent if you were to just go into a Rift Lord map. But this is more so to demonstrate the ease of setting this up, so that you guys can give it a shot and see how it works out for you. So I think that's pretty much all I need to really describe here. The barricades are a little bit stronger than usual because I have wall building PhDs, which is the reason why those explosive kobolds didn't really take out the walls earlier. And in addition to that, I won't have to spend coin to replace them, which is a very significant benefit, especially since in Endless specifically, you don't have the ability to quickly replace your barricades when enemies are near them. So wall building PhD and Overprotective are nearly essential there. But other than that, you can try to do this however you like. This is just a setup that I believe works particularly well, and I generally get this engine running before wave 25 so that we can sort of pull back and take care of whatever is coming to try to get into our rift. And I've had pretty solid success with it. I'm not trying to go for any world records or anything. It's mainly just to make sure that we can get to a significant wave number and sort of not be stuck here forever. I generally don't have like the time to personally try to go for any world records during most of the days that I play Orcs, which is unfortunate for me, but you know, that's what you guys are here for. Good luck smashing those leaderboards. But anyway, I'm gonna let the rest of this play. I'll chime back in after this is done, that way you guys can see the different enemies that come per wave and sort of the situations that you need to deal with. I only really attack things when something shows up that is going to be damaging my barricades or attacking me specifically. So it's going to be like a couple of mercenaries and a couple of fire elementals and fire ogres. But once you see those, the final wave with the fire ogres pretty much repeats itself indefinitely until the map is over. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But either way, talk to you guys at the end. Hope you enjoy this.
An unstable rift is opening. Quick, destroy it. Well done. The unstable rift has been destroyed.
I will reap them.
Our boss is on his way!
They will not survive.
barricades are under attack! The enemy's boss is dead! Our barricades are under attack!
Their deaths will your
More than one way to sleep.
Our barricades are under attack! Our barricades are under attack. under attack! Our barricades are under attack! Our barricades are under attack!
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening. Get to it and destroy it. We have destroyed the unstable rift.
Protect and heal. Who disturds my watch?
The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
Perfectly connected.
The boss minion has been taken down. Our barricades are under attack!
Who disturbs my watch?
Our barricades are under attack! The rift has been compromised! Our barricades are under attack!
So many souls.
Our barricades are under attack!
Who disturbs my watch?
Our barricades are under attack!
You won't escape my punishment of Forsaken.
Our barricades are under attack! They've destroyed our barricade! We only have half our rift points remaining!
My favorite.
not pass.
So there we go. 25 weaves completed on the baths with a pretty solid setup. Not too much damage dealt by the hero at all. So that'll start you at a pretty good place if you can get beyond that, just by making sure that you deal solid damage with your hero, and make sure that you take out the barricade damaging minions without getting yourself killed too much. You should do extremely well. But feel free to leave any comments you have for me, and I sincerely appreciate you for watching. Until next time, have a good one, folks.